All right, let's jump right in. Have you ever just looked at some leaders or brands and wondered, what is their secret sauce? How are they so magnetic? Well, in this explainer, we're digging into Simon Sinek's huge idea, Start with Why, to figure out exactly that, the secret to inspiring real, genuine loyalty and action.
I mean, really think about it. Why do you feel that pull towards certain companies or certain leaders? It's definitely not random. Turns out there's this hidden pattern in how they talk to us, how they communicate. And once you see it, I promise you'll start seeing it everywhere, in pretty much every big success story you can think of.
Okay, so to really get our heads around this, we first need to look at the two basic ways people are, moved to do something. You've got manipulation on one side, and then you have genuine inspiration on the other. And believe me, the difference between them is like night and day.
So, manipulation. That's all about the external stuff. The classic carrot and stick. And yeah, it works for a little while, but it's temporary. Inspiration, though, that's completely different. It's like lighting a fire inside someone. It's about bringing people together under one big banner, a shared purpose that they all believe in. So what's the big mistake most of us make? Well, we communicate from the outside in. We're fantastic at telling people what we do. We might even be pretty good at explaining how we do it. But that core piece, the why it all matters, we usually just forget to mention it.
And when you don't have a strong why, what are you left with? Gimmicks, things like price drops and promotions. A big sale might give you a nice little bump in numbers for the week, sure, but think about what you're creating. You're creating customers who are loyal to the discount, not to you. It's a total short-term fix that actually eats away at trust in the long run.
Inspiration, on the other hand, connects on a totally human level. It's how you build a tribe, right? A real community of people who are united by a vision they all share. These are the folks who don't just buy your stuff. They become your biggest champions because your why has become their why.
Okay, so how do we actually make that jump from manipulation to inspiration? Well, this is where Simon Sinek gives us this just beautifully simple but powerful framework. It's called the Golden Circle.
Right at the very center, the core of it all, is your why. And let's be super clear here. This is not about making money. Profit is just a result. Your why is your purpose, your cause, that core belief that gets you out of bed in the morning. It's the reason your organization even exists in the first place.
Then, moving one layer out, you've got your how. These are the specific things you do to bring your why to life. Think of them as your values in action, your guiding principles, the stuff that makes you different or special compared to everyone else out there.
And finally, on the outermost ring, you've got the what. This is the easy part. It's the tangible proof of your work, the products you sell, the services you provide. Pretty much every single company on the planet knows their what. Now, here's the absolute game changer. Most companies, most leaders, they communicate from the outside in. What, how, why? But the truly inspiring ones, they completely flip the script. They communicate from the inside out. They always start with why.
Let's look at how this plays out in the real world, because this isn't just some nice-sounding theory. This is basically the operating manual for some of the most influential brands and leaders on the planet.
Okay, let's take Apple. If they were just like everybody else, their marketing pitch would sound something like this. We make great computers. They're beautifully designed, simple to use. Want to buy one? Kind of falls flat, right? But instead, what do? They start with why. In everything we do, we believe in challenging the status quo. We believe in thinking differently. And the result of that belief? Oh, by the way, we happen to make great computers. You see the difference? The products are just the proof.
Or think about Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. He didn't stand up in front of all those people and give the "I have a plan" speech. No way. He gave the "I have a dream" speech. He shared his belief, his why. And guess what? Millions of people heard that and made that dream their own.
And this quote from Sinek really just nails it. People don't buy what you do, they buy why you do it. The goal isn't to do business with everybody who needs what you have. The goal is to do business with people who believe what you believe. That's how you go from having customers to starting a movement.
So, figuring out your why is one thing. That's the first step. But the real test, the real challenge, it's living it every single day.
Yeah, living your why demands total authenticity. It means your why has to become the filter for every decision you make, big or small. You've got to weave it into your company culture, into the stories you tell yourselves and your customers, but maybe most important of all, you need that relentless consistency in everything you do. That's what builds that deep, unshakable trust.
But here's the tricky part, the big paradox. Often, your greatest threat is your own success. As an organization grows and gets more complex, it's so easy to get obsessed with the what, the sales numbers, the spreadsheets, the results, and completely lose touch with the why that got you started in the first place.
All right, so let's bring this home. How can you actually find your own why, whether it's for you personally or for your team or your whole organization?
Well, discovering your why isn't about market research or looking at what competitors are doing. It's a journey inward. First, you've really got to dig deep and reflect on what truly drives you. Then, you have to ask that huge question, why do I get out of bed in the morning? Beyond the paycheck, what's the contribution you really want to make? And finally, you have to start consciously connecting every single thing you do back to that core purpose.
Because when you choose to lead from that place of authentic purpose, you're doing so much more than just building a business. You're actually starting a movement. You create a real legacy and you attract people who aren't just customers. They become true believers.
So we'll leave you with this to think about. You definitely know what you do. And you probably have a good handle on how you do it. But do you really know why? What's your why?